What's up YouTube? We're here with another video and we got gigantic news from the Pokemon Championships. They have just released a trailer for Pokemon Pocket and they have officially announced that Mega Evolutions are coming to Pocket. So if you haven't seen the trailer, I will play it right now and then we'll talk about it. And I'll share my thoughts about what I think this will do for the game and how it will affect the meta. Alright, enjoy the trailer. Wow, I can only imagine actually being there at the championships and watching this trailer live with all of the fans. But yeah, this is crazy. This is going to be groundbreaking for the game. This will change the game entirely, and I'm very excited for that because it does feel a little stale, and adding Mega Evolutions will be really good for it. I don't play the normal TCG, nor do I collect, but I did a little bit of research to see how Mega Evolutions affect the game in the TCG and what's different about it. So a couple things that I figured out from there and how it might apply to Pocket is that in the normal TCG, you will need to evolve. To evolve into a Mega, you would need the normal one first. So for example, if you were trying to get to Mega Charizard, you would have to have Charizard and then you evolve into Mega Charizard. Now for Pocket, for now, it seems like that might not be the case because if you look in the top left of the card, it does just say evolves from and then the previous Pokemon. So for Mega Gyarados, it says evolves from Magikarp. So it seems like you do not need to be evolving from a normal Gyarados EX. This makes it very quick and it makes sense because Pokemon Pocket is a quicker game. And now for Blaziken, since it's a stage 2, it does seem like you could rare candy into a Mega Blaziken EX, which sounds incredibly broken, but hey, we don't know how it's gonna go so far. And also what I found out from the original TCG is that when you evolve into a Mega, just to balance things out, your turn actually comes to an end. So I don't know if they're gonna add that mechanic into the normal Pocket TCG. That might balance it out a bit, and honestly, I think I might want that because yeah, the idea of someone rare candying or just evolving into their Mega on their second turn just kind of seems kind of crazy and pretty OP, and it's gonna be absolutely game changing. So let's look at the Mega cards we have so far and they have announced, and let's talk about it. So the first one we'll talk about is Mega Gyarados EX. So like I said, it evolves from Magikarp. It has 210 HP. And all these Megas have a ton of HP. I guess it does make sense. Also, before I even get into these cards, these are 3 prize points per knockout. Now, obviously the game pretty much comes to an end if you knock one of these guys out. So I think managing your prize points is gonna be extremely important. It already was. Ideally, if you are playing with a deck that has non-EX and EX, your best case scenario is giving up 2 1-pointers and then having your EX come at the end. Sometimes it doesn't play out like that, but if you're now playing with the Megas, you definitely do not want your first Pokemon to be knocked out to be your Mega because your game is literally over. Alright, so let's get back into Mega Gyarados. So 210 HP, and for 4 energy, 3 water, 1 colorless, it is a 140 attack, and you discard 3 cards from the top of your opponent's deck, which could be absolutely devastating, and you could completely end their game if you discard something that they need, like a rare candy or their evolution. So we did see this with, what was that card? I can't remember the card, but it was for that promo. That was the first time we saw something like this where you could discard a bunch of cards from an opponent's deck. Unfortunately, it was too hard to set up because there was a bunch of different energies involved. But with this one, it's honestly very doable. And 4 energy does seem like a lot, but with 210 HP and also Manaphy being the generator, this is not that bad. Like 4 energy, that's kind of whatever. Honestly, you could just sacrifice 2 Manaphies and it doesn't matter because those are just 1-pointers, right? And then you could have your Mega Gyarados, which is a 3-pointer. So if you could get 2 Manaphies going and you're generating your Gyarados and you don't get sniped, if your Magikarp thankfully doesn't get sniped, then you're absolutely winning this game with this Mega Gyarados. Arguably, I think out of the 3 cards, we'll talk about the other ones, I think Mega Gyarados is either the best one or definitely second best. I don't think it's the worst one out of the 3 they've shown so far. Just because of Manaphy and because of Misty. Misty is definitely going to play a big part again. And Misty has always been, well, not always been, but originally it was like such a crazy win condition. You could win games like right away if you get even just 1 energy off the Misty. So yeah, Mega Gyarados, extremely strong. It's crazy how many different Gyaradoses we have now. This is definitely going to be the best one out of the bunch. But 210 HP, it's going to be hard to take down. 140 attack takes down most of the cast. So yeah, this will be amazing with Manaphy. And now we have Mega Blaziken EX, and like I mentioned before, it does seem like for now you could probably rare candy from whatever the Torchic is, and for only 2 energy, this seems insane. For now, I think this might be the best Mega we have. So 2 energy, 210 HP, and it has 120 damage, which is it won't knock out. Actually, it will knock out a lot of people because it's technically 140 because when you use this attack, your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. So it's pretty much a 140 off bat. So it's like Gyarados, it does 140 and you have a chance that it's gonna do 20 more damage on the next one if they don't flip heads to get out of the burn. You do discard a fire energy from this Pokemon, but who cares? Like it's 2 energy and you're probably gonna be having, like, you'll just put the energy back on Blaziken. I could even see this being paired with Flareon. It's gonna be pretty insane. Yeah, if you rare candy into this right off bat, you pretty much win the game, it seems. Like, I feel like they have to add some kind of mechanic because if you could just rare candy straight into this and start attacking off 2 energy, it just seems pretty broken. And for now, this is my front runner for the best one. But honestly, like, I love Blaziken. Blaziken is one of the coolest Pokemon, so I'm happy that Blaziken does not suck. And yeah, let's go on to the final one, the final Mega Evolution Pokemon that we have so far, and it's Mega Altaria. When I posted on TikTok, I didn't know that Altaria had such a big following, but it seems people love Altaria, and I'm happy that, you know, this give you one of the Mega Pokemon. For whatever reason, Altaria doesn't have as much HP as the other 2. It's sitting at 190, still respectable, but it's not the 210, and we do know that every bit of HP does count. Thankfully, it's only 2 energy, and it is stage 1, so there is a bit of balance here. So it's only stage 1, it's only 2 energy, and you could do up to 130 damage. It does 40, and then does 30 for each person on your bench, kind of like Arceus or GA Pikachu. So it does suck that you have to have bench Pokemon for it, but it doesn't, at least it says that it could be any bench Pokemon. It doesn't have to be just Psychic Energy Pokemon or whatever it may be. So getting the 130, it won't be too difficult to get to. For 2 energy and stage 1, it's really good. It's weak to Steel, and Steel is not very popular, so that's always good. I'd also like to mention that all these Mega Pokemon do not have a high retreat cost. Altaria only has 1, Blaziken only has 1, and Gyarados has 3. Unfortunately, Gyarados has a friggin' high ass retreat cost for whatever reason compared to the other 2. But it's kind of crazy that Blaziken and Altaria only have 1 retreat cost, which is amazing. Like, it is kind of crazy. I really thought these Mega Pokemon would have a higher retreat cost, but that is not the case. Since the other 2 Megas are really strong too, Altaria I think is the worst one out of 3 just because you are reliant on the bench. Your bench to be full to hit for 130. I mean, there's times you could brick, you're not getting your Pokeball, so you might not even have a full bench. You can only hit for 40 if you don't have anyone there, which really sucks, right? So yeah, I think Altaria is the worst one, but it's still pretty good. Like the 190 HP, the fact that it's stage 1 and it's only 2 energy, it's not too bad. But for now, I do put Blaziken number 1, Gyarados a very close second. I could see Gyarados being number 1 just because of things like Misty and Manaphy. But it does seem like Blaziken's the best one, as long as you don't break with the rare candy. And we do know rare candy sometimes does break. but we have seen rare candy decks to be extremely strong as well. So yeah, hopefully this set comes out in September. All we know right now is that it's coming out in fall. So it could be September, October. Technically, it could be November, I guess so. It definitely won't be at the end of August. We're probably gonna get a mini set at the end of August. And I'm hoping this next set with the Megas will come at the end of September. It only makes sense because usually they'll do a big set and then a mini set. So the next big set would be at the end of September, and I'm hoping it'll be for these Megas. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Who do you think is the best one? Which Megas would you like to see? Do you think this is gonna be game changing? I think this will be extremely game changing. Also to mention, they said something interesting in the trailer. It says new season coming. Now, we are about to hit the 1 year anniversary for Pokemon Pocket, so I don't know what these seasons really come into, like, what does it mean? I don't know if that means that the other cards are not gonna be available or to use, or they're just saying that's new season. We don't know yet. It's way too early to be fully knowing what's gonna happen. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and everything. All right, guys, till next time, take care. Bye.